Hey everyone, I'm Fran. I'm super excited to share my project for the Gemini 1.5 competition. This notebook shows how we use Gemini long context window to analyze a large GitHub repo. In this case, I'm using kube-state-metrics, which is a Kubernetes operator responsible to collect metrics from a certain Kubernetes cluster. My goal was to make it easier for developers, SREs, and security analytics to do things like review security, check production readiness, generate documentation, and answer questions about the code all in one place. So why Gemini 1.5 is all about the long context window up to 2 million tokens. For a big repository like kube-state-metrics or any other big GitHub repository, we can send the entire code base in one go without splitting it into chunks. Compare that to the traditional reg where you need to chunk, retrieval, and extra effort to piece everything back together. Gemini skips all of that and delivers accurate, comprehensive results effortless, which is a game changer for analyzed repository. In the past, I've created exactly the same code, but using reg, which was kind of really time consuming. And I'd say the learning curve was kind of big, but by using Gemini, it's completely easy and it's not complex at all. Cool. So now let's jump into the code. Here I'm importing the libraries, which is really common. And for this project, I'm using Gemini 1.5 Pro. And here I'm specifically setting the token limit. Here is where the magic begins. We gather all the relevant files for the repo. Non-text files or unnecessary directories like docs or vendors are skipped. And the result is a single context string that you can send to Gemini. Here I've written a function to send this context to Gemini along with a specific question. Here I have a specifically prompt for answering questions itself. But for this specifically project, I also have others functions, which is also to answer questions about security, production analytics, and also to generate the documentation. But for this is a prompt specifically to answer any kind of questions for that, specifically GitHub repo. And here is an output example. Here I'm asking what are the key components and external dependents for this repo. And here we have like 3 components and 2 external dependents. Here it's where it gets funnier. I would say the notebook wants 4 separated analyses, as I said before, 1 for answering any specific questions. And this one here is for a security review, which it checks for an issue like hard-coded secrets or outdated dependence and suggests fixes. Here is an example, 3 findings and a recommendation. Here is one of my favorite features since I am an SRE. Here is a production readiness review, which is have a dedicated prompt for this as well, which is kind of handy. This looks at testing logins and configurations to ensure that the repository is ready to be deployed in production. Here's an output example of this. Here's the same, but for generate documentation, I have a dedicated prompt for that. And here's an output example on how this is going to look like. Why does it matter in the real world? Well, think about the DevOps or SRE team that manage a Kubernetes cluster or any other kind of platform. The security and production and document generation is quite handy, which is going to the documentation make onboarding of new developers much easier. Production readiness is going to help you avoid deployment issues into production environment. And here is the output of the code. This is a question. Basically, I'm asking what is this code is about. It is giving me a very, very detailed answer. Security review, what is going on in a security matter for this code. And here is some recommendation on how to improve it. Same for the production readiness review, areas of improvement, conclusion. And here is the documentation generation. That's it. I hope you like it, and thanks a lot for watching.